The term spiritual awakening means different things to different people. So, to the 144,000, to star seeds, to indigo children, to healers, if you come across this video, just know that you are on the right path. At the time of your awakening, you probably did not know what the term spiritual awakening meant. Things just started to happen in your life, and it led you to begin to ask questions, to begin to Google, to begin to look for answers. And this is signs of spiritual awakening. For me personally, heartbreak was a catalyst to my own awakening. To you, it could be loss, it could be pain, it could be anger or anything. But God will always do something in your life that will trigger you to have an awakening. You know, when you are sleeping, someone either has to hit a gong, they have to drop an object that will scare you to jump out of your sleep. So something will happen that will trigger you, that will make you angry, and you start to reason about the things around you. You start to take note of the patterns happening around you. So the number one sign you will notice is you start to look at your family history. You start to check your family dynamics and all of that. You notice that there is a pattern in your family where people are either poor, or they don't finish school, or they don't even go to school, or they don't get married, or they don't get to graduate. You start to ask questions. Why is my own family like this? Do you get? You start to ask. My father was poor. My grandfather was poor. My great grandfather was poor. Like, there is poverty in my lineage. You start to look at these things. You take note of the poverty. You say, okay, I have beautiful ladies in my family, but they rarely get married. They keep having kids out of wedlock. And those who even get married have nothing to write home about. You start to look at all these shifts. You start to trace all this history, all this pattern. Then you look at the other side, say people who even go to school, either go to college or they just go to high school, they don't get to go to the university, they just stop halfway. And then you take note of the joblessness, how people learn skills, but there is nothing going on for them. And you'll be like, I've noticed this thing too many times. From when I was a baby, from when I was growing up, I was 5 years old, I was 10 years old. This person has not changed. Or maybe there's just one person in your family who is rich. Like, their money is obvious. You know that, okay, this person is rich, this person is wealthy. Just one person. Then you awaken to all these things, and you'll be like, with the way my life is going, if I don't do something, if something does not happen for me, if a shift does not happen, if a miracle, yeah, you call it a miracle, if a miracle doesn't happen for me, I see my life headed towards the same direction. God for. So when the universe notices that, this one is finally awake, finally someone is asking questions, and your ancestors will be like, yeah, finally someone had to ask the questions, the question we didn't ask while we were alive. So finally someone is asking the question. So the second sign you notice is the desire to break out of this pattern, the desire to do something different, the desire to do something on a whole different level. Like, I'm not going to follow that pattern. I'm not going to follow the way things have been done. I'm a different person. So now the difference in your mindset, the difference you begin to feel in your mindset too, is a sign of awakening. And not everybody gets to experience. One step is you begin to feel like you don't belong. I don't belong here. I can't be here. I can't be in this environment. If I want to change my life, I cannot be here. If I want to grow, if I want to break all this pattern, I cannot be here. That mindset, things start happening in your life, and you be like, no, I'm done. Your family, they keep offending you, they keep doing all sort of things, or you are just isolated. You don't relate to anybody in your family, and they know you are different. They know you are different. And sometimes you receive this tag of being the black sheep. They say you are too stubborn. You know, I'm be like, no, I can't do that. When they ask you to come and do this, say, no, I won't do that. They'll be like, this one is different. This one is very stubborn. They start to either hate you, or they begin to like antagonize you seriously, to the extent where it's God's way. Because if those people don't antagonize you, if they don't ridicule you, if they don't blame you, if they don't do all those things to you, you will not feel moved to live. So all sort of things begin to happen in your life just so that God will push you out of your comfort zone. And that is where the change starts. The next sign or stage is what I call the love and light. You are awakened now to the reality of what is happening. If you are someone who is battling with addiction, you'll be like, I can't waste my life smoking away. No, I can't waste my life womanizing. I can't waste my life doing this mundane stuff. It's boring. I can't do this. I need to change my life. That is when you let go of addiction and unhealthy practices. You isolate yourself. Your friends be like, we no longer see you. God damn it. Like, why do you have to see me? Like, you isolate yourself. Things that used to amuse you, things that used to make you happy, things that used to, what you used to indulge yourself in, you no longer find them appealing at all. If it's women, if it's drugs, if it's drinking, alcohol, whatever, smoking, Indian hemp, you'll be like, no, I'm done. I'm done with all this. There is now a shift in your life. One, you have taken note of the pattern. Two, you'll be like, if I really have to change my life, if I really want to break out of this mess, I need to change my life. I need to do things differently, because you can't keep doing the same things and expect different results. So now that you are awakened, you think things will be handed to you on the platter of gold. You are in for a shocker. But the good thing is, no matter how difficult things get, you find peace within yourself. You are healthy, you are in a good place, you are more empathetic, you render help to people, you isolate yourself, you enjoy your own company. It doesn't matter if there is a bomb blast out there in the world. It doesn't matter if things are collapsing. But that stage of love and light is where you get to experience everything with understanding. You get to experience everything with hope that things will get better. And now you are more grateful, even for the little things. Little things make you happy. Very small things make you happy. Maybe when you see birds, when you see animals, when they gravitate towards you, because this time things begin to come to you, like good things begin to show out for you, even though your life will not change in a big way, but you start to find derive pleasure in these little things. You start to get drawn to kids. You start to be attracted to birds, to animals, to nature. You start to go out to nature. You might not have friends, but when you go out to nature, when you sit under trees, you find your peace. When you hear bird songs, it's like it makes you happy, it makes you feel happy. Even when you are sad, you just begin to find pleasure in little things. So this is how awakening starts. And it gets better. Trust me, with time, it gets better.